Hi everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Sizzle. So my name is Trace Morrison, and today we are going to talk about something that I think is important. We're going to share some things, and I'm looking for questions as I go along. If you're asking a question, please put a Q at the start of the sentence, and then I know it's a question and not a statement, and I will look out for them. So, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is beliefs. We all have beliefs, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm not talking about spiritual beliefs. I'm talking about the things that you believe to be true, the ways you do things just because that's the way you've always done it, the things that you say because you picked it up somewhere, the things that you believe. Where did they come from? Did you come to that determination yourself? Or have some of them come from somewhere else? A lot of your beliefs are formed when you're a young child. Somewhere around the age of 5, you start thinking about the difference between right and wrong. You start thinking about rules. You start having a belief about authority. That starts quite early. But other beliefs about things like money. What is money? How does it affect your life? How do you get it? Why do you want it? Those sort of things. That comes later because as a young child, you have no idea of the true value of money, as they say. You only have the idea that money has got something to do with the things that you have and the things that you want. That's it. Money is something that the grown ups go to work for, and sometimes there isn't enough of it. And sometimes it's a treat. It has something to do with getting a treat, getting something extra. But apart from that, you're really not sure. And I don't think it has changed enough yet. But I know that when I was young, I truly believed that my purpose in life was study, work hard, pass all your exams, keep going up that ladder, get as far as you can, get a good job, because if you get a good job that you had to have good qualifications to get into, it'll be well paying, and then you're set for life. I was picturing this, a good job, something that every world needs, every country needs, every town needs, every city needs, something that won't be a fad, here today, gone tomorrow. Even a shop can close very quickly. I thought something that's sturdy, steady, solid. And that's why I went trying to get into teaching. That's why I went that route. I also had 2 children at home that I thought I'm being a role model to them. I am showing them the path that is possible for them. I'm showing them that it doesn't matter if you leave school with little qualifications. There's still education out there for you. It doesn't matter what age you are. And I did that. I was doing that for a good while. It's just circumstances that changed things for me. But it was still a good path, I thought. But now what do you see? You see, teachers aren't even getting what they used to get. Teachers' pensions aren't worth what they used to be worth. Teachers were being expected to do 3, 4, 5 times as much work as they had to do before. The myth of teachers going in at 8 o'clock in the morning and going home at 4 o'clock, that was a myth. Now it is impossible. For the teacher, that would be a half day. Teachers bring their work home. I was doing substitute teaching. I was bringing work home because children, especially very young children, have a very short attention span. So you have a class, your schedule is mavs hour, but it's not an hour. It's half an hour of this and half an hour of something else. The break in the middle. That's 2 tasks. That is still marking that needs to be done. So that's 30 things need to be marked. 30 things need to be marked. That's for that 1 hour. Then the next hour, you might be fitting in personal, social, emotional development and a bit of art. Art doesn't need marked per se, but it does need to be commented on. And you have to do 30 comments. And the personal, social, emotional development, you're looking for understanding. That's not easy to mark either. You don't just take it and walk away. That's not good. It's not good good feedback for the child or the parents, because the parents are going to see all that as well. There's 2 hours and there's a lot of marking involved already. There's some teachers, I don't know how they do it, but they manage to sit and mark as things are brought up. They sit and mark, they sit and mark, sit and mark, and then they get on to the next one. So they never have a pile building up. I wasn't like that. I wasn't, so that comes with experience, which I didn't have. So I was bringing marking home. If I was in the same school the next day and the school gave me permission, I was bringing that marking home. And Sunday nights, you talk about people thinking, oh, I love Fridays because I don't work weekends. I hate Sundays because the next day is Monday and I have to start all over again. See, for a teacher, Sunday night, most of Sunday day actually is planning. You've done your planning, don't get me wrong, you've done monthly planning, you've done weekly planning, but it's the details. You're doing that on a Sunday. So if you're not getting home until 7 o'clock on a weekday night, then you're spending at least half of your Sunday planning. The only time you actually have with your family is late at night and Saturday. That's it. But guess what? You're still expected to clean the house, do the shopping, catch up with whatever needs to be caught up in your family, your extended family. When do you find time for you? When do you find time for all those extras? It's really hard to fit it all in. So teaching isn't what it used to be. And I'm sure it's the same with a lot of what would have been called stable jobs, government jobs, working for the state, anything like that there. They're not what they used to be. Pensions aren't the same as what they used to be. So beliefs about planning for the future, planning for your retirement, planning for having a little nest egg, they all have to change, all of them. Working online is still relatively new. Everybody knows about Amazon, eBay, and the fact that a lot of retailers are now online as well. And you've got the click and collect, those sort of things. And everybody knows and sees that the high street isn't the same. But it's still hard for people to understand that you can make an income online. That can be your career. That has more stability in it than anything else because it has more flexibility in it than anything else. That's the key. When the world changes, people have to change. There's a lot of people out there that aren't changing quick enough. When I was at school, you could do computers. They were learning how to code. I wasn't interested in that. Now, learning computers at school, learning about internet and computer systems at school is a totally different beast. Totally different. Because it has to be. The only thing that seems to be changing in schools is technology. Schools are rushing to keep up with the technology. You know, we all see technology is moving very fast. This Christmas, there's going to be a lot more technology based electronics in Christmas presents than there was last year and the year before. It just keeps increasing. And I think that we all need to be aware that while technology increases, people aren't catching up as quickly as they should. We're seeing the things that we've missed. We're missing bits. You know, if you're in the race to keep up, you're missing the effects. You're missing the meat. We're just getting the bones. And that's dangerous when it comes to young kids, because young kids are getting caught in the wave. Young kids are trying to move that fast, and they don't see the dangers. They don't see how people can abuse those systems. We do have a major problem with social media and young people being bullied, young people bullying other people and not realizing how hurtful and devastating that can be. That's because it's all moving too fast, and the adults can't even work out how to protect the children properly because it's moving too fast. And the people who have evil intents are getting there first, which is very sad and very frightening. My children are now adults, and I'm so glad that they have more knowledge now. I really do worry about the future generations. Who knows what's going to happen next? Maybe the internet will have to start charging people, vetting people. You'll have to have an ID to log on. Maybe that's the only way to regulate it, to control it, to safeguard our kids. Yes, you can buy the software, you can buy the virus protectors and the firewalls. But if the parents don't know how to use them, they're not going to be getting used effectively. You know, they're missing that part of the equation. They're missing the teaching of the parents of how to use the technology to protect their children. I'm not saying I'm an expert. There are still things that catch me out. I'm still looking for that little padlock if I'm going to buy something. I have not bought anything at all this weekend because I think this is the weekend that a lot of hackers and fraudsters will try and target this weekend. Yeah, Black Friday, Cyber Weekend, Cyber Monday. There will be a lot of hackers out there. They will be tapping into the frenzy, taking advantage. So that is one of the beliefs that I wanted to talk about tonight. Looking for the questions, don't see any at the minute. But there's another belief about money that I wanted to talk about. And that's the belief about lack of money. Most of us know the story of Robert Kiyosaki and his rich dad and his poor dad. That basically his family, his dad, his his dad, they weren't very wealthy. He calls that his poor dad. But somewhere along the lines, he met a guy who he calls his rich dad, because his rich dad had loads of money. And he saw the contrast. And he writes in his book about it's not just the contrast of money, financial numbers, money in the bank. It's not just that, it's a contrast of a way of living, a mindset, a way of being, a way of carrying on your life that he noticed. His poor dad came from a belief of lack, a belief that he would never have what the rich dad had, that he would never have the things that he wanted in the future, that he would never get to that place, that he was always be lacking. His life would always be lacking something. It's called a place of lack. Whereas the rich dad was always thinking in terms of abundance. He believed there was always an abundance of money for everybody to share. There was an abundance of food and resources and an abundance of places to go and things to do. He had a mindset of abundance. And this brings me to think about the people who win the lottery. How many people do we know have won the lottery, have become millionaires, and are actually still successful and happy? Hear so many stories of people who've won the lottery and are now miserable or even bankrupt because they suddenly had this big whack of money, don't know what to do with it. I think they're given some sort of choice of financial experts will guide them. But the first instinct is, wow, I got so much money. Then the other things start to come in. All those little pressures, the people they can help in your family and your friends, the things they've always wanted, places they've always wanted to go, but things they've always wanted to buy. And then there's the, how do you put a little bit away to think about the future? It's a lot for them to deal with. And for a lot of them, money's handled badly. They just have not a clue how to deal with a bigger amount of money. You think about when you do get a pay rise, you think, hey, you got a pay rise, I've got more money coming in. What happens? More money goes out. It's like a balance that gets reset. You might think, oh, I'm getting more money, this is going up, but then your spending goes up. Like you sell your house, but you buy a more expensive house. Sell your car, you get money in, but you upgrade to an more expensive car. You never see anybody, well, very rarely you see anybody who sells their house and then buys a smaller house and ends up with a big, extra big surplus. That is very, very rare. But that's the sort of thing that can be planned for. Winning the lottery can't. It's a luck. It's a luck of the draw. It's the roll of the dice. Can't be planned for. So the thing with Robert Kiyosaki is that he learned that in order to go from that mindset and that belief of lack to that belief of abundance, takes a lot of work on your mindset, takes a lot of work on your belief system, takes you to question and challenge your beliefs. Where did they come from? I know that my belief of get a good education, get a good job, will be set for life. I know where it comes from. It comes from my childhood. It comes from all the influences that were around me when I was a child. But that has changed. And that's a major thing that needs to change in our young people today. Because there is no such thing as a job for life. Pensions, the government pension, you've got private pensions. They're all so confusing. They're so confusing now. There's so much technical words and terminologies buried in there that they've purposely made it complicated so that you need an advisor to help you make sense of it. You've got pension companies that are going bust, and people have been paying into those pensions for years. Their money's gone. Nobody knows who to trust anymore when it comes to pensions. What do you do to plan for the future? What do you say to your kids now so that they can plan for their future? They need to be a lot more financially educated. The beliefs have changed and the education needs to change. There are a lot of people, schools and everywhere that are campaigning for financial education in schools. But financial education can't just be relied on the schools taking it. It has to begin at home with the parents. It's very hard for parents who live in deprived areas where they live on benefits and nobody in the house works because nobody in their parents' houses worked. Their sisters, their brothers, their uncles, their cousins, nobody works. Because there's something wrong with the employment system situation. People are living on benefits because there aren't any jobs, and there aren't any jobs out there that pay better than benefits. All this targeting people on benefits to see whether or not they are worthy of their benefits. Even disabled people. I had to go through yet another process recently to prove that I was disabled enough to not hold down a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job because I am not reliable. I'm not. I work when I can work, which is not predictable. That doesn't work in a normal job. The benefits are there to help people. I don't think anybody wants to be on benefits. If they do, they have got a very, very, very low thought of themselves. They could do better. They should do better. And there are people out there that are working 2 jobs and still have to go to food banks because they can't make the bills. The system is wrong. The whole thing is wrong. Employers have a lot to be held accountable for. They do. They need to be thinking, are they paying their employees a fair wage? Is there something else they could do to make it better for their employees? Because if they pay their employees better, their employees will work harder. And it'll be a win-win situation for everybody. But what do I know? I do a lot of thinking and I do a lot of suggesting. Those 2 beliefs I have covered now, the limiting beliefs about money, about where it comes from, what you can do with it, and thinking about your career and your future. So I think I will call an end to this Sunday Sizzle. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you look on the Facebook search bar, look for Freedom with Style so that you can get into the Inner Circle Facebook group where you'll find I'm posting a lot more stuff about my travel to Reno, the I Am Mastery event, and where I got fantastic knowledge and training from people like Bernie Ceballos, Kate McShay, Tyson Zanner, um, Ace, and Rich Guzman. They spoke separately. And who else was speaking? JT DeVolt was speaking. Misha Wilson, Keisha Bass. Oh, you can't forget your man. Your man, Tim Irway. He was there too. Right? Terry Lamb was there. Alex Zubarev was there. Chris and Susan Beasley were there. They're awesome. Muriel Djidjidjic. I cannot say her surname. I am so sorry, Muriel, but I can't say your surname. I got photographs of me with most of them. I think the one I missed was Bernie. I think I missed him. Yeah. But my photographs are all over the place. I know it sounds like an excuse, but it just is. Some photographs are on my phone, some photographs are on my mum's phone because my mum came with me. Some photographs are on Robin's phone. Yes, so I also did some interviews. And as soon as I get my hands on them, I will be posting them in the group. Not on my Facebook page. I will be posting them in the group only. Excuse me. They're only for members of the group. The group's called Freedom with Style, and I hope to see you in there soon. For now, you're watching this on my Facebook page, Therese Morrison Coaching. You can send me questions there. If you look down the left-hand side on that Facebook page, you can get onto my email list where I'll keep you informed of all the latest developments and when I have posted new content so that you don't miss out. That's for today, and Sunday Sizzle is our wrap. Bye for now.